It's time for Cats Talk Wednesday. Small town and big city joined forces. Vinny Hardy of Lynch, Kentucky, and Terry Brown of Louisville, Kentucky, team up to give you free-flowing, laid-back sports talk. Focus on Kentucky Wildcats, as well as pertinent information in the NBA, NFL, and Major League Baseball.
Back in here for another Wednesday evening, Cats Talk Wednesday, BS3 Network, BS3Network.com, BS3TVLive.com. Terry TB Brown, Vinny Hardy in here kind of bobbing and weaving with a quick one, TB, but we're going to give people a little something. You know, got games to talk about. And
was it a rain delay? Did we got storms moving through?
It was an odd Saturday night, man. I mean, I wasn't even at Kroger Field, but that was just what a
but the BBN showed that. I don't know what you can take from a game like that, but they look good. Mm-hmm. You take the W, but now we're to the point where we start as you and I talked about in the offseason, got to start crossing some T's and dotting some I's, and that's starting with South Carolina.
Gamecocks again. Old Gamecocks.
Yeah, man, you got to beat them.
We can't even, we ain't even speaking to Katie Drzezinski this week. It's just kind of on them. We ain't even, Cal and Rick Barnes used to be friends, but you can't talk the week of the game. We ain't even have her on. I ain't even interacted with her.
That's right.
They've been whooping us and everything, so it's gotta.
So now we got to take care of it. Look, Vandergrift, I thought looked good for a first collegiate start. I thought, and look, man, I get it. There's things that the team needs to improve on, right? I think they will. I just don't see a lot of people. Well, we got to do X, Y, and Z. Look, man, his first start, you get the BGBs out. Cousin Barry got a couple of touchdowns. They actually, they're not trying to kick to him.
Yeah.
I mean, that's becoming a thing. Like we talked about, you got a good kick returner, that changes a lot of math on them. A lot of pressure.
That first one, they kicked it short, and the freshman Rodriguez, he got a good run back because they were scared of Cuz, and the tight end still got it. I got to the 40.
yeah, they starting right at midfield. So yeah, I'm not too worried about it. I feel like the thing is, I was at the Southern Miss game that they lost, so I'm never going to look a gift horse in the mouth. But we all felt confident they could beat Southern Miss. Okay, now you have to start putting some real wins together, and that starts with South Carolina on Saturday. So I'm encouraged. I didn't see a lot of dumb stuff. I'm glad that they called the game, because when they stopped it when it was 31-0, I was like, well, I'm out. I can imagine y'all in the Eastern time zone, because I was like, I'm out. I'm sitting there Saturday night, and the wife was like, you watching it? I was like, it's not playing. Like, they kept pushing it back and pushing it back. And I understand safety concerns. I did think it was wild that ESPN got the cameraman down and gave us the all 22 thing, because I was like, hey, some of us ain't as young as we used to be. I can't the way my eyes and my bifocals are working, I can't be looking at the screen like this. Come on now. But I thought it was great. I thought, hey, you win, keep it moving.
That's it. And I'm with you on Vandergrift, some of the heebie-jeebies first game, outside of getting in when Georgia was killing somebody, i.e. us last year when it was 50-10 and he got some run. Like, you heard the coaches, they're going to clean that up. Like that first pick, he just looked over there and just stared him down. And like me and you knew he was going to throw over there because he didn't look anywhere else. Mm-hmm. And then the other one, they dropped a pick six. They could have scored. Their homeboy dropped one. So I think that little stuff where you just got to get in the groove of playing and looking guys off and speeding up stuff you do because it ain't practice, and now you playing live bullets, and I think that kind of stuff. He'll get that rust off, and he'll be good, man. And he was running, taking licks, and everything.
I'm like, young, like, what do you do? But they got to work on the slide, right? Yeah. You know, they got to work on the slide. That is, because I think it was Van Howes talking about, you know, it's harder to do than you think. It's a certain skill set for the slide, but whatever it is, he got to figure it out. Because we can't do this. Some of those licks, I was like, ooh, man.
Yeah, that first one, it was dead in his knees, and I was like, oh boy.
I thought something was wrong because he rolled. I was like, oh man. Flashbacks of Drew Barker.
Yeah.
Getting injured years and years ago. But it's positive. You win. We saw some really, really good things. I know Coach Stoops wished it could have kept going because you want to get more guys more reps. But if you're going to have a game like that, may as well win and then move on so you can focus in on South Carolina. And what up, JD?
JD Hall in the comments, as we are streaming live on YouTube and our Cats Talk Wednesday Twitter and Facebook pages. So follow, subscribe, leave comments, just like JD did. We appreciate it. We were at the game, left at halftime, called it 5 minutes later, so we didn't miss much. Sure didn't.
Yeah, that's like, hey, we got just enough. That's fine. Yeah, look.
My little signal together. But yeah.
Can you hear me? Can you?
Yeah, I think it might be my Wi-Fi acting up, man. I don't know. I'm trying to switch it up.
Yeah. It could be out here more too. Uh-oh, did we freeze? Uh-oh.
There we go. Sorry about that, y'all. But yeah, we're trying to bob and weave and having some little Wi-Fi tripping.
There we go.
Yeah. So yeah, South Carolina, who look, they done won 2 in a row, so we can't really say much. But Old Dominion had them on the ropes. They should have easily walked out of Columbia with that dub, and it took them fumbling twice inside their own 20. They gave Carolina 2 touchdowns, man.
Yeah. So this one is, and I hate to say it's a must, but it feels like a must win. You know, I tried not to do that because it just seemed like for the better part of 8 years, every game that Kentucky played was an indictment on Mark Stoops. And you can't live that way for 8 years. You know, and here he is years later, big game the rest of the season.
Yeah.
You know, the easiest way to get to 8 is by beating the teams you're supposed to beat.
For sure.
I mean, that's the bottom line. So you drop to South Carolina, well, now you got to beat Georgia, right? So beat the teams you're supposed to beat and be competitive and then go from there. So I'm excited. Like I said, Cousin Berrien, I might say he's the fastest Brown that's been at UK. He might be.
I'm expecting big things from him as the season goes on. I mean, he had some good things going Saturday, but you know, him and Dane Key, I mean, that's a duo right there, and they got a lot of weapons for young Brock, man. A lot of weapons. So
yeah, so I'm excited. I am definitely excited about the rest of this season. So
and look, we could be Florida because they got destroyed at home.
What is going on with Florida and Florida State, man? Like, I've never seen anything quite State. Even teams have had to replace Heisman Trophy winning quarterbacks.
Yeah.
The drop off, like, they went from 13-0 to just what is going on?
I mean, yeah, it's went over there to Ireland, lost to Georgia Tech.
Yeah.
Oh, they'll get right against Georgia Tech. Boston College. Man, Boston College did whatever they wanted to do.
Pushed them around, and they kneeled out the clock, like at the 10-yard line. Man, now score a touchdown on me, please. Like, I'd be mad. I think Louis Riddick was on the game. He was like, "This is disrespectful."
It's like, show him mercy. Show him mercy.
Yeah, like, buddy. For me, like Florida State, that's just weird, right? Like that's I don't know what you do, because they're owing the coach what, $40-something million.
Yeah, I mean, and was a good coach up until this point here, and they were all in their feelings about missing the playoffs, and the schedule ain't that hard. You got Clemson, you got, I don't know, maybe North Carolina or something. Nothing too crazy. So I'm like, yeah, they'll come back with a vengeance and make the playoffs, and good for Florida State. Not so fast, my friend. Because they
a little bit course so forth. I like it. Man, what is it? We got some technical difficulties today, man.
What is going on with our Wi-Fi, y'all? We apologize. Trying to get the signal better. Not sure what's happening. But try to get TB back. Just gonna do a quick episode, and not sure what is going on. But yeah, we I apologize, y'all. I'm not sure what's going on with this slow Wi-Fi today. It is not bad weather. I don't know, what is going on with it.
But the drop off for Florida State and Florida, woo, buddy. Like it's bad.
And that Florida schedule, like, JD put in the comments that Billy Napier could be out soon. That ain't no rumor. I mean, and we ain't even talking about he talking about the rural fans in the basement and all that after the game. We even got to his press conference.
No coach fighting with the fans. You don't win. Right? Like, that's always a sign. I have never seen a coach argue with, and then because that's what thing was all about. Too sensitive to fans. And so, yeah, that's not gonna work out.
Yeah, because
Florida State. Woo, that game gonna be on Tubi. It's gonna be on. What's that station that always comes out? True TV. They go True TV. like those weird NCAA games. Yeah, that's bad, man. That's
because they got Sanford next. They ought to. You think they should win that? Who knows at this point? I was trying to pull it up, but like I think it's Tennessee, then Kentucky, like LSU, Ole Miss, Georgia, Florida State. I mean, it's just the last 5-6 games are ridiculous, and he might not even be around for that if he keeps this up, because it is. It's bad down there right now.
It's Florida's at Tennessee, Kentucky, Georgia, Texas, LSU, Ole Miss.
Texas.
I mean, if you want to say in that stretch, Kentucky might be the worst team they play. We're the only one not ranked that they'll play for a month or more. And but we've had their number.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like, man, losing to Kentucky used to be a fireable offense. You remember about 4 or 5 years ago, somebody losing to Kentucky, and that it started with Steve Spurrier.
Mm-hmm.
Beat South Carolina. I think he quit the next week or two. Right. And like we happened to Tennessee, right?
Yeah.
Dooley. We beat Dooley with his pants. He had to go.
Houston Nutt. Houston Nutt got him gone too.
Got him gone. It was just like if you lose to Kentucky, you gotta go. It's a guts to go. So hopefully it's not quite like that right now. But the thing is, I don't know how the university is gonna come up with them buyouts. I mean, I guess they Ooh.
Mm-hmm. Tennessee was paying coaches for years. Tennessee had I don't know how many coaches.
That's right.
Buzz Peterson and Jay Green and Bruce Pearl and Lane Kiffin.
Oh man, yeah. So with Florida, with Florida, I mean, it has a chance to be really bad.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
I mean, because they got UCF before Tennessee. I mean, that's man.
There's no guarantee there.
There might be 50 people at the Florida State.
Yeah. Unbelievable. Really is, man. Just
Danny Werfel can do that, or Charlie Ward walking through that door. Like it's different, man. I tell you who I'm taking the most glee with. Clemson.
Yes.
If you're not going to into the transfer, okay. But that means you got high school at a to balance that out.
Mm-hmm.
Is what happens when those things don't happen. That's the thing is when
he's
when
stubborn.
It comes to,
he's trying to dig in and just do it his way. And
so it's one of those things, right? It's like, is the coach good, or do you just luck into good players? Right? It's that Belichick, Brady, maybe Montana and Bill Walsh. But what I'm thinking about is like a Tom Crean to Dwayne Wade. Right? Like we ain't never gonna see him reach those heights that he did with Dwayne Wade.
Yeah.
Whereas the great coaches, right, you can point to different things. He lucked out, Dabo lucked out getting Deshaun Watson and Trevor Lawrence, like I think pretty much back to back. You know, I'd have to look at that, but real close. Like, that's getting two NFL legit starters.
Mm-hmm. And I think both of them are from Georgia too, which is
right.
Went to Georgia and stole them out of the state of Georgia.
Right.
It's crazy.
So how you look good with those two elite prospects, but and they had all those defensive guys. They were rolling out 5-star defensive linemen like nobody's business. I mean, there was a couple of times they had those dudes like Robert Reed. They didn't even start, but they still in the league because that's how deep Clemson was. Okay. Yeah. So if you're not going to recruit high school like that, at this point, college sports, you have to be one or the other.
Yeah.
Be great high school recruit, or you have to be great with the transfer portal. Those are your two options.
No.
So if you're not going to bother with one, you better be really, really good at the other.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what Clemson is not doing.
No.
You know, that's what kind of I just don't like holier than thou coaches.
Mm-hmm.
Like this is gonna sound bad. I got no problem with people of faith. I'm a man of be. However, it sounds a little different when you're losing.
No.
Like, because honestly, it's just a bad look. I don't want to get too deep in it, but I'm enjoying Clemson's downfall.
Yeah,
I just am. I thought something was coming through. But the rest of the college football world, I didn't watch a whole lot of football this weekend. I know it was bad. I watched the Kentucky game, a few games here and there. Iowa scored 40 points.
Y'all better. I mean,
and this is 2 years for the game that I went to with Average Cole. They won 7-3 with 2 safeties and a field goal. Still one of the craziest things I've ever seen. I wanted to end 5-3.
You wanted to end 5-3?
I wanted to end 5-3, and they got a safety. I was like, well, 2 safeties. What is this?
And they wasn't fair suspended Saturday.
Yes.
He wasn't even there for this output, this explosion of offense.
So here's the funny thing about the Iowa Hawkeyes. The game on Saturday was the first game Iowa's played, and they were coached by Kirk Ferentz or Hayden Fry since 1978.
Goodness gracious.
Like, basically our lifetime has had 2 coaches. That is crazy. Like, but that's their whole thing. Like the soccer coach has been there forever. Lisa Bluter, who just retired from women's basketball, had been for like 20 years. That's what they do. Like, you like people just stay. That's crazy. Because they're Iowa nice.
Right. That's it. So he'll be back. The coordinator, I mean, I'm sure he can get free drinks and free steaks in Iowa City the rest of his life after that. But who is he? Because his son is gone, right? His son is out.
Who's going? I don't know who. I forget who they signed. This week is the big rivalry game. It's Iowa State.
Ooh.
And it's the Cy-Hawk Trophy. Iowa plays for more trophies than anybody else because they got this. They with Floyd of Rosedale, like 5 or 6. Minnesota and Wisconsin. They got a whole bunch. Bring back more ridiculous trophies for college football. I think.
As well.
Bring back the bourbon barrel.
Yeah. And because it'd be nice for us to be able just to have it. We never had it.
Cup too.
Mm-hmm. They did not.
Yeah, we never had the bourbon barrel. Bring it all back. We need something different for the Governor's Cup.
We
need something different for that.
Yeah.
I don't know what it could be. We need something different.
Like
gets a bat, right? The player of the game gets a bat.
Like asphalt from I-64 or something. Carve that into, I don't know.
Daytona, the midway between the two.
Oh man. Oh, but yeah, I was gone. We had some friend had a graduation party, so I didn't watch as much football as I normally would. But I'm with you on Clemson. I'm with you on Florida State. The SEC took some losses. LSU lost and stuff like that. Florida looking terrible. But it was still fun to laugh at the SEC. Vanderbilt beating Virginia Tech, who's supposed to be decent. Good for Vandy.
Yeah. Good for Vandy. Brian Kelly, I'm not a big fan of, so at USC beat him.
He punching that podium on his little tantrum.
Man, like he's always always throwing his players under the bus.
Yeah. Mighty LSU lost 5 or 6 straight opening day games in a row. So that's that is what it is. We got one less dude in the press box covering the Cats because Cal Tucker is not going to be at the Athletic anymore. I know you saw that.
Yeah, and, I saw that, and I was very, very I loved his stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I think he was great at that, but he was really nice first couple of times I was in the press box. And very, very nice. So I know he's going to move on to bigger and better things. So I was because we've had him on at least once.
Yeah, you got
more
him
than
on
that way back when. Yeah, so we've done that, and he's been very, very nice. And I think the coverage is going to suffer a little bit, but I get it. Sometimes it's time to move on.
Yeah,
I've covered a few games, but now I'm moving on to greener corn pastures.
Yeah. And I know he got twin 6 or 7 year olds, and I think I heard him on the show. He's talking about getting, freeing up his nights and weekends, and hey, that takes priority, especially when you got little ones, you got a family. His wife has had a lot of health problems, and so
Yeah. And for me, I mean, we didn't do this as a career, as our side hustle, whatever we want to call this. But you reach a point where it's like, I'm going to Rupp, but this Tuesday night game against Ole Miss, and that's when I was like, okay, I probably should not be doing it because when you first go in, this is great, man. But then it's like, and I don't want to say you take it for granted, but it's like, this ain't for me. Because Kyle, if I remember correctly, like he lives in Nashville.
Yeah.
So you can imagine trying to keep your ear to the ground in Lexington while being in Nashville, because I know it was a challenge just getting from Louisville to Lexington.
Exactly. And so to do 40 games worth, practices, pre and post game stuff, all the that's a lot.
Yeah. That was my only thought during the storm on Saturday. Is I can't think of a worse place to be during one of things than people.
Yeah,
love y'all, but I'm like, that just doesn't seem like that would be fun. I would be like, I'm gonna go stand in the storm.
Oh man. So props to Cal. Good, all the best in your next endeavor. JD with some kind words for Cal. Checked in on him when he went through his health issues a couple years ago. Yeah, Cal's a good dude. I didn't know him as well as y'all. I know we're about to wrap this up too, because we apologize for the Wi-Fi issues. I did the Music City Bowl. Was the time the Cats played Northwestern, but my Kate and I went to dinner the night before, and his doppelganger was there in the bar, and I was like, "Is that Kyle?" And I didn't talk to that guy, but I saw Kyle the next day in the press box. I said, "Man, were you at such and such last night?" He was like, "No." I said, "I could have swore because it was a dude just like you at the restaurant me and my wife were at." And he was like, "Yeah, I guess we all got a twin or whatever." But all the
very,
best.
very nice guy.
Yeah, for sure. And appreciate you getting him on here to chop it up with us. And hope he has success in everything else he does. We appreciate y'all putting up with us through our little choppiness, and we'll try to be a little smoother next week.
Next week I got Mama B here, so I gotta spoil my mom. She's in for a little all the way out in the plane.
Give Mama B our love, man.
Cold. So she trying to get in for the weird Cubs.
Yeah. But still got a little summer left for sure. Right?
Yes, sir.
Well, man, this was fun, CB. Glad to be one. Hopefully, beat the snot out of South Carolina this weekend.
I don't want to pay attention in the second half. Just take care of South Carolina.
That's it.
And Beamer ball.
I think about you every time you say that. Just have a comfortable, not have to bite your nails and
that's all I want, man.
Clean the house. I have to clean the house. Put the Mr. Clean away.
This is how confident I was against Southern Miss. I didn't even have nothing. I didn't even do any cleaning.
Hey.
So,
and they came through for me. They came through.
We'll see how it goes.
That's right.
As we move forward, but always fun, man.
Absolutely. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate JD, Gerard Baker in the comments. Everybody that listens on Spotify later or on YouTube or Facebook or here on Twitter. We appreciate y'all. Appreciate being at BS3 Network. And we'll be back next week talking more sports and whatever else we get into. But until then, we're going to hop on out here, y'all. Been another episode of Cats Talk Wednesday. For TB, this is Vinny. We'll see y'all later.